everybody, welcome to Wild Boy Movies, the place to talk movies. And Paramount today went ahead and dropped the first teaser trailer for the upcoming fourth SpongeBob movie titled The SpongeBob Movie Search for SquarePants. They went ahead and dropped this ahead of the release of Paramount Animation's next movie, Smurfs, which comes out next week, which I think no one's looking forward to that one. But what I'm going to be doing in this video is giving you guys my thoughts on the trailer for Search for SquarePants, as well as talk about what could go down in this movie, as well as my big concern with this film. But be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and comment down below your thoughts on the trailer for Search for SquarePants. And stay tuned on the channel tomorrow because I will be posting my review for K-pop Demon Hunters. I went ahead and checked the movie out like last week as of me recording this video, and I have a lot to say on that movie. But without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, so giving you guys my general thoughts on this teaser trailer. I quite enjoyed the trailer. It wasn't the best trailer of the year, but it did enough to get me interested and excited for the movie, even though I already was, because I'm a fan of SpongeBob. I haven't seen that many episodes, but the episodes I do remember, yeah, I enjoyed them. And I even enjoyed the 3 movies that they went ahead and released. The first movie is absolutely peak, right behind my all-time favorite movie, Cars. The second movie, while it's a downgrade from the first, I still quite enjoyed it, and I actually didn't hate Sponge on the Run. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this 4th movie, and I can't wait to see what they end up doing in here. I mean, for starters, I am liking the animation in here. They're continuing the route of 3D animated SpongeBob, something that we really started with the second SpongeBob movie, but really fully embraced, or fully completely 3D animated in the 3rd movie, Sponge on the Run. And I'm just liking this 3D animation that they have for the SpongeBob characters. I do think visually it looks pretty good, especially when we get to the underworld. That underworld just visually looks pretty good. And just like with some of the previous SpongeBob movies, they will be mixing live action into the movie. I mean, we get a shot of animated SpongeBob looking at a live-action pilot who I'm guessing is a live-action version of the Flying Dutchman, and we do also see like animated SpongeBob and animated Mr. Krabs on a live-action roller coaster, so that will be interesting to see. But live-action with SpongeBob isn't really something new. I mean, it goes all the way back to the first movie with David Hasselhoff and continue all the way to the 3rd movie with Keanu Reeves, aka Shadow the Hedgehog. So I can't wait to see how they implement live action into this movie this time around. And let's get into it. The Flying Dutchman. Now, he's going to be voiced by Mark Hamill, who I don't think is a bad choice for the Flying Dutchman. It does suck that the original voice actor who voiced the Flying Dutchman in the actual SpongeBob series got recast. But from this trailer, I do really like Mark Hamill's acting in terms of the voice of the Flying Dutchman. I do think that he's going to do a great job as that character. And I also really like the Flying Dutchman in a 3D animated style. Like, he just looks pretty good in that 3D animation. And I don't know if this is confirmed, but to me, I think the Flying Dutchman is going to end up being the villain of this movie, which, yeah, is honestly something pretty cool because in the 2nd and 3rd SpongeBob movies, they essentially made their own original villains for this particular movie that they made. In the 2nd movie, it was Antonio Banderas, and in the 3rd movie, it was Poseidon. Here they're going back to the 1st movie where they had a pre-established villain as the villain of that movie. In the 1st movie, it was Plankton. And yes, we do get a small appearance of Plankton in this movie, but I don't think we're going to get much of him at all, since this movie seems to be set way far away from Bikini Bottom. But yeah, I do like that they went ahead and brought back an old character who was kind of like an antagonist to the series and brought him back as the main villain for this movie. And although this was a 1-minute long teaser trailer and it didn't reveal much at all, we did get the official plot synopsis revealed in the description of the trailer under Paramount Pictures' official YouTube channel. And I don't really have it memorized in my head, but I do have it on my phone, so let me read it to you guys. So the plot is, desperate to be a big guy, SpongeBob sets out to prove his bravery to Mr. Krabs by following the Flying Dutchman, a mysterious swashbuckling ghost pirate, on a seafaring comedy adventure that takes him to the deepest depths of the deep sea where no sponge has gone before. So essentially it's SpongeBob proving that he is a man and brave, kind of like a repeat of the plot of the first movie where SpongeBob was trying to prove that he was worthy enough to be a manager. Don't know what that could entail here in this movie, but it seems like this mission is for SpongeBob to prove that he is brave to Mr. Krabs, where, yeah, we do get to see Mr. Krabs, Gary, and Squidward go on a mission to essentially kind of save SpongeBob from the deepest parts of the sea. That's not confirmed, but I do think that will end up happening with Mr. Krabs and Squidward based on like this shot from the trailer. Also, this post from the Hollywood Handle from this moment from the trailer is just straight up funny. But really, there's not a lot to talk about with this trailer. It was only 1 minute long, and it didn't really reveal much to tease what we could expect in the movie. They just give little hints of what the plot is, but not enough to spoil it or just reveal a lot of details. But there is one thing that I definitely do want to talk about with this movie, and it is my big concern with this movie, and that is regarding its release date. Because the SpongeBob movie Search for SquarePants is currently scheduled to be released theatrically on December 19th, 2025. Now, that might not be a big deal, but it is, because on that exact same day, Avatar Fire and Ash is being released to theaters. And if you remember the box office of the second movie, The Way of Water, it completely dominated the box office, making over $2 billion. And I think that same thing is going to end up happening with Fire and Ash, because the box office of The Way of Water proved that there is still an interest of the Avatar franchise. And I'm just hyped for that third Avatar movie, and I'm still waiting on that trailer, hopefully with Fantastic Four. But I just worried that the Avatar Fire and Ash box office will hurt the SpongeBob movie in terms of how much money it could make at the box office. But that only isn't its big problem, because 2 weeks before SpongeBob releases is Five Nights at Freddy's 2, which I know a lot of people are looking forward to that second FNAF movie, especially with test audiences being very enthusiastic with the movie. I'm kind of worried that the box office for Five Nights at Freddy's 2 and Avatar Fire and Ash could hurt the box office for the SpongeBob movie. Now, I know Avatar is mainly geared to like action movie or sci-fi enthusiasts, while FNAF 2 is mainly geared to horror audiences. But there is still some competition there, especially with Avatar, given how much of a success the first two movies were at the box office. So that is one thing I'm worried for with the SpongeBob movie, is how much money it could make at the box office when it's going up against Avatar Fire and Ash and Five Nights at Freddy's 2. But only time will tell. Maybe it does end up being a success with it releasing against those two big movies coming out in December. But that was kind of my thoughts on the trailer for the SpongeBob movie Search for SquarePants. I want to hear from you guys. What are you guys' thoughts on this trailer? Go ahead and leave that down in the comment section, and while you're at it, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and stay tuned on the channel tomorrow for my review of K-pop Demon Hunters. But until then, have a great day.